Hey everybody, listen, this is a big one. Is sometimes we have to remember when we stop trusting ourselves and why we started looking to other people to tell us what we should do for everything. Could be because we had a repeated pattern of making mistakes and getting hurt so many times in a row during a certain period of time that it may have created in us a feeling that we can't trust ourselves. When we know where we should go, where we know what direction to go in, we say, well, when I went that way before, it didn't work out, so I don't trust myself. I need to find another path to do this. And I deal with this with people that I coach and work with. I actually wrote this down on a piece of paper while I was coaching with some of my clients, is that for us to reach our goals, we have to learn to take action in the middle of figuring it out. We have to learn to figure it out, figure the thing out while we are taking action, while you're in the middle of putting one foot in front of the other, figuring it out, not waiting until you have it all figured out before you take action. And this is a big thing that decides whether we're successful or not. Anybody. People who are the most successful don't wait until they have it all figured out to start doing things. And this starts with learning to trust ourselves. Learning to trust that we are good enough to figure it out while we're taking action. Learning to trust ourselves and believe in ourselves enough to know that it's okay if we make mistakes. That it's okay that even when we made the mistake in the past, it was okay. That even though we failed, it was okay. I made a lot of great failures in the past. Drinking and driving was something that I got in trouble for about 10 years ago. It was something that it was a terrible thing. It was putting my life at risk and other people, and I got in trouble for it. And you know what? I didn't forgive myself for that for a very long time. I didn't trust myself in certain situations for a very long time. And so that's one example of that. We have various things. Maybe you got started in a business. It failed. It faltered. You didn't get any results from your social media content. Maybe getting into a relationship. Maybe launching a course or a program didn't succeed. And then you thought, maybe I'm just not good enough to be successful. It's this cycle that goes on in our head where we tell ourselves, I'm not good enough for that thing that I have a dream for. I'm not good enough for that thing that I want to go after. I failed so many times. How could I ever get to the next level? You want to know what I didn't trust myself in for the longest time after that alcohol issue happened? Was I didn't feel good enough to talk about that issue. I didn't feel good enough to share with people the vulnerable side of my story about the mistakes that I made. I felt like I was not good enough, quote unquote, according to people's standards, to share the breakthroughs that I had. That was a huge one for me. I felt like I had to perform at a certain level to finally be good enough to help other people get to where I'm at. And that was one of the biggest lies that I believed for so long. By the way, I'm still not perfect in this area. This is an area that I'm personally growing in, realizing even not trusting myself in certain interactions. How can I grow and learn to communicate better? I'm studying communication and connecting with people on a deeper level. How do we connect with people to help bring transformation in a positive way? And so I want to encourage you, when did you stop trusting yourself? Forgive yourself for the mistake that you made. Forgive yourself for those mistakes that you made. Maybe somebody else told you that you weren't good enough to trust yourself, that you weren't good enough to do that thing that you're going after, and you're waiting until outside performance indicators tell you that you're good enough. Case studies. You're waiting until you get all these results before you finally put yourself out there. I want to tell you this, you're perfectly good enough today for the dreams that are in your heart. You are perfectly good enough for the vision that's right in front of you today to impact people. You are perfectly adequate and significant enough for those dreams that you have. You don't need to wait until a future day of performance happens for you to put one foot in front of the other. And this starts by learning to trust ourselves. Realizing, you know what, I made some mistakes before. I trust myself now that I learned from them. I trust myself enough that when I come in front of this situation again, I'm not going to fall flat on my face, and I'm going to keep moving forward. Listen, it's good to have mentors. It's good to have coaches. It's good to have people around us. We don't want to isolate ourselves into a bubble where we never get help for the things that we need help in. I have mentors that I ask questions of all the time on these things. The biggest one that all of them have told me is, Jeremiah, you need to learn to trust yourself more. You need to realize how great you are at doing this stuff, how more than good enough you are at stuff. And yet my own limiting beliefs were critical of myself, telling myself, you know what, I wasn't good enough to talk to people. I wasn't good enough to teach people and help people reach the next level in their life. And this cycle was keeping me stuck, isolating myself from ever helping others, because I was waiting until other people told me that I was good enough. I was finding my value, my validation, and my worth from what other people said, instead of trusting myself and trusting what I feel inside of me. And so I want to encourage you today, if you have a goal, if you have a vision for your life, start by trusting yourself. Even if other people don't, even if you messed up in the past, stop looking to other people for the validation of your worth. Stop looking to your performance as the validation of your worth, and start trusting that you are good enough today for the destiny, for the future, for the vision that you have for your life, and start putting one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. And listen, if you want somebody to kind of help you, hold you accountable, keep you on track in this journey, help you know what the path to take in your business is, that's what I do with my one-on-one coaching. As I work with clients, I got a couple of my one-on-one clients here on this video, and they know that. I hold them accountable. We have messages. I DM them back and forth. We go on Zoom and talk about, hey, what are these things? Let's make a plan for you to make the right choices in your business that's going to get the most results the fastest. I was just on the phone with a client this morning. We came up with a plan to get the most results, and what we did, you want to know what we did? We actually pushed out our goal by about 30 days so that we could get 3 times the result. We pushed the goal out by 30 days because we know if we do that, we're going to have 3 times the result on the back end instead of rushing into it 30 days sooner. This is what I help my clients with. And so if you want to talk about some of this stuff, come up with a plan for you, I'm going to leave a link on this post. You can schedule a free 15-minute call with me where we can talk about your goals, what you're working through, and how to help you get to the next level. I look forward to talking with you, and we'll talk soon.